Millions of words are spoken every single day. We talk in meetings, we text, we project our opinions out into the world. Yet, despite all this noise, true understanding is surprisingly rare. People are constantly emitting sound, but very few are actually making a meaningful connection. When you broadcast without impact, the costs add up quietly. You miss out on professional opportunities because your pitch didn't land. Friendships stay surface level. And in social situations, you might feel a lingering lack of confidence simply because your ideas aren't being fully received. It is easy to assume that the people who connect have some innate gift, that commanding a room requires being the loudest or most outgoing person in it. But as business philosopher Jim Rohn taught, that is an incorrect assumption. Communication operates as a mechanical, highly learnable toolkit. Connecting with an audience requires stacking a sequence of intentional habits, much like engineering a bridge. If you want to cut through the static and turn chaotic noise into real influence, you have to stop broadcasting at people. You have to build the bridge, and the construction of that structure always starts with you. The most robust foundation of a strong message actually requires zero talking. Real communication begins with absolute silence and your undivided physical presence. Most people listen while actively formulating their next sentence. They aren't paying attention, they are just waiting for their turn to speak. The shift happens when you stop listening to reply and start listening to understand. This diagram illustrates what you are actually listening for. Every interaction transmits data on two separate channels. There is the rigid line of objective facts and the fluctuating wave of emotions. A speaker has to read both, paying close attention to tone and facial expressions, because humans process emotional signals long before they evaluate logical arguments. When you recognize frustration or stress in someone else, a central node of emotional intelligence intercepts that emotional wave. Instead of reacting impulsively to their tone, you process it. That short pause allows you to respond thoughtfully. Gathering this factual and emotional context from your audience is mandatory. If you skip this step and just start talking, any message you project is simply a bridge built to nowhere. Once the foundation is set, you can begin projecting. But long before your vocal cords vibrate, your body has already delivered a message. Posture, eye contact, and open gestures form an immediate impression that your words will either confirm or contradict. When you do speak, the mechanics of your delivery dictate how your message lands. Rushing through sentences signals anxiety. Slowing down, using intentional pauses, and modulating your volume projects a calm, undeniable authority. Silence is comfortable for confident speakers. You upgrade that authority instantly when you eliminate weak language. Strip away filler words like maybe, I guess, or Replacing uncertain filler with decisive phrasing shifts how your competence is perceived. This graphic traces the mechanics of clarity. A tangled maze of endless, complex details will always lose the audience's attention. A direct line, explaining a concept clearly in 30 seconds, will consistently outcompete 5 minutes of rambling, no matter how intelligent the longer version sounds. Confidence functions like a muscle. It gains strength after you put it to use. The growth happens through the act of speaking up, regardless of initial nerves. By entirely mastering your physical body language, pacing, and clarity, you stop being someone who just hopes to be heard. You become someone who commands the room's trust. A structurally sound message still needs to land. Masterful communicators observe how their audience reacts in real time and flex their delivery. They notice who responds to rigid logic, who leans into emotion, and who just needs the big picture, adjusting their style to match. The most effective tool for making those adjustments is storytelling. Facts are excellent tools for informing people, but it is the emotional hook of a clear narrative that creates momentum. Stories are what make information stick in the listener's memory. You do not need grand, extraordinary epics to do this. A simple, relatable moment of failure, or a small shift in your own perspective, acts like a single drop of water on a still pond, sending emotional resonance outward to your audience. Absolute, genuine connection occurs in the exact moment your audience can clearly see their own experiences reflected inside your message. None of these mechanics are mastered overnight. Like any highly coordinated skill, communication requires repetition. The advantage is that every single daily interaction, every meeting, every coffee chat, is a real-world practice arena. You build the habit by reflecting after these conversations. Ask yourself if you truly listen to understand. Check if you spoke clearly, and evaluate whether you remained completely present with the other person. You will make mistakes, and you will stumble over your words. Perfection is an impossible metric. The only thing that matters is continuous, incremental progress. As your delivery sharpens, the rewards scale dramatically. Surface-level relationships deepen into genuine partnerships. Hidden opportunities begin to appear in your career, and your personal influence expands far beyond its current limits. The world does not need more noise. By building this bridge, you move past the static to become an authentic, meaningful voice. This is how you establish a real human connection.